as we transition from correlation and some basic review on variance and covariance into regression, I think it's helpful for us to remember the reason for regression, and it ties into so much of what we hope to accomplish as researchers and practitioners. And the reason for that is because people will hire you to predict. So human behavior is very complex, and yes, it is difficult to predict, but regression gives us some tools to do it better than what we would do by chance or by just taking our best guess. And so prediction, it really matters. People want to predict all kinds of things. We want to predict whether someone will see a therapist if they're in trouble. We want to predict whether someone will become depressed. We want to predict marriage success. We want to predict whether an applicant will do well on a job based on their test that they take during the application process. Those are the questions that, if you do them well, it's a way to make a living for us as scientists and practitioners. So this really forms the foundation of a lot of what we do. So it's super important. So think about regression as we're going through these formulas and we're going through SPSS projects and all kinds of other things. Don't forget this. Don't forget what's here in front of you. What we want to do is we want to predict the value of an outcome based on our knowledge of a predictor variable. So from here on out, we'll call the outcome Y, and the predictor, or the IV, will be X. So Y, outcome, and DV are kind of synonymous, and then predictor, IV, and X are also synonymous. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay, so the last part of this is if we have no information about the association between X and Y, we haven't been able to collect data, run a correlation or regression and figure it out, our best guess for how people will do on an outcome based on the predictor. So let's say, again, with the job applicant example, we have someone coming in, taking an employment test of some kind, and then we want to know how they'll do on the job later. So what will their job performance be? Well, in absence of any information that we collect, we would always answer the mean of the DV, or the outcome. So no matter how they score on their test, we will always say their best guess of how they'll perform on the job is just the average of everybody's job performance, because that's all we have access to. So the purpose of regression, another reason we do it, is because we want to do better than that. We want to do better than just taking a guess and saying that it's the mean of Y. Okay, so again, in absence of any information on the relationship between X and Y, all we have for any given value of X is to say that that person will perform at the mean, because that's where most of the people are residing, right, around the mean. So that's where most of the data points are, and so that's our best guess. But as you can imagine, it's not a very good guess. We want to do better than that. So that's the whole kind of reason for regression, is so that we can do better than just guessing the mean.